Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'll be talking with you guys about how you can prepare yourself for Pokemon in 2026. I'm Dave P, the owner of daveptcg.nl. You can find the link to my website in the first link underneath this video. How we're gonna talk about what you can do right now, the things I would recommend you guys to do. There's not any financial advice, but these are the things that I've been doing the past years. I've been now 5 years, 6 years plus in the hobby, and the things I've been kind of seeing. Pokemon is kind of like up and down market cycle, just like as many things. Pokemon is a collectible thing, and we should treat it like it is. I understand that most of us treat it like a hobby, and you kind of get crazy sometimes. Trust me, I've been there too, where you just want to spend, and you realize afterwards, whoa, maybe I've spent a little bit too much. But you should treat it like as if it is a assets, and assets go up, assets go down, and that's what I've been realizing over these past few years, that of course when buying opportunities arise, you should take them, but you also have to make sure that you have some budget ready to maximize on those opportunities. So let's look at the market that we're currently in. Since 2025, Pokemon has gone up like crazy. I think most of us have seen it ourselves, where we have bought products maybe before in 2025 or anywhere in this past year, where you have seen, hey, as soon as I buy a product, I can sell it an hour later or literally 5 minutes later on some marketplace, and it's sold for double the price, triple the price, etc. You get what I'm trying to say. Also, a lot of older sets that don't have any products coming out, whether it's singles, anything, the market in general has done very great in the past year. And that's very great for the market in its entirety, but now what we see the past few months is that things are going a little bit down. And if I ask you this question, hey, is Pokemon now dead? Some of you might say yes, and they leave the hobby and they come back when Pokemon is hype again. That's not where you make the money. That's where you make your quick money, where you can buy those products and you sell them quickly and you flip a little bit for 30 or 40 euros or $40, whatever, doesn't matter what currency you're talking in. In my opinion, the safest way is to think about the long term, right? You need to have things prepared for this as well. You need to invest some type of money, put some money aside that you can actually put aside for a couple of years. Trust me, I've been there too at the beginning. You know, I was a student when I started with this. I'm still kind of a student. But you put money into it and you think, whoa, okay, now over a week I can sell it and I make crazy money, and whoa. At the end you realize, hey, markets don't go up that quickly. Just because it happens once doesn't mean it's gonna happen every month. So keep that in mind too. Well, what am I trying to say is now that the Pokemon market has gone up since January. And that's a very great thing. But now that we see a small correction of 20 or 30%, that's not crazy, guys. Products have gone up with 100, 200%. Just a small correction of 20 or 30%, maybe even if it goes down 10% more, that's not crazy. I think it's okay for people to sell some of the product, right? If you bought product beginning 2025, before 2025, maybe in 2023, whatever, when the market was completely down, where you could buy booster boxes for $100, $90, 90 euros, whatever, then it's okay to also take your profit. I've done the same, right? Like products that have gone crazy, tripled, quadrupled in price. Of course, I'm gonna sell it because I need money to buy the new products and buy the new sets and the buying opportunities that arise. Right now, what I see in my example being, for example, having my own stores and then having customers come to me, they sell their collections for crazy margins. 70% for singles. If you told me this six months ago, I offered anyone 70% for their cards, 80%, maybe like 75%, they would say hell no. I don't want that, because they know that they can sell them themselves on Card Market or whatever platform you're on, where you're from, you know. Nowadays the market has shifted, and they can't do that anymore, and that's when they come to me, right? That's one of the strengths of having your own website. That's why I also recommend you either build a platform. And I know not everyone wants to build a website, because you know a lot of things come with that and blah 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 blah. Create an Instagram. Create an Instagram account. Follow some people. Post your products. Post whatever, you know. Make some content on there. It doesn't take that much long of time, you know. Give yourself a username. Post some posts that you think you want to sell. Follow some people. Build connections that way. Done. That's the simplest way to get it done. Right now, I think there's a lot of buying opportunities. I think that's, for some people who think Pokemon is dead, that's maybe a crazy thing and you're not going to agree with me. In my opinion, you haven't been in the hobby long enough. There are always buying opportunities. And even if, because my buying opportunities are for the long term, I want to hold stock for my company. It doesn't make sense to always completely sell out. Then there would be nothing on my website. I want to buy some product right now that I can sell over in half a year, in a year, in 2 years, in 2 months, whatever. You know, that's what I'm doing right now. 151 mini tins. I buy them for market price. 220 euros, 230 euros, 240 euros, whatever. 200 euros, whatever the price is. I believe in those sets. I know that they are great buying opportunities right now. We have seen a huge gain, but now we've gone down. Even if the 151 mini tins were to drop down to 200, yes, that would suck, but it wouldn't kill me. Because I don't care about the market right now. I care about where the market will be. And I think that's one of the main things you need to take away from these type of things. Don't look at the market every day. It doesn't matter. Because the market will be great if you believe in Pokemon like I do and many others do. If you believe Pokemon will exist in the upcoming 5 years, why would you sell it next week? Why? Because you know that at some point 151 is going to go out of print beginning 2026. That's going to create a lot of FOMO. People are like, oh, I don't hold enough 151. I need to buy some products. Tins shoot through the roof, booster bundles shoot through the roof, blooming waters, etc. You get what I'm trying to say. And I think that's what's going to happen in 2026 through some months. Even if I'm wrong, we might get a little bit of a correction. That's completely fine. Like I say, then I'll sell it next year. You know, of course that sucks if that were to happen because you need to delay your profits with a year, but that's okay. And I think that's what you need to also take into account when you start with Pokemon. People who have joined in January 2025 are only familiar with selling it the day after, selling it the same day. And that's okay, but do you realize that there are market cycles and that Pokemon goes up and down just like any assets, and where you want to make your save money, where I understand people are very time consumed with their jobs, with their families, with whatever. If you don't have a lot of time for Pokemon, which I totally understand because it's a lot of research, there's a lot of knowledge that goes into it, in my opinion. The simplest thing you can do is when the market goes down, when there's fear, when people say Pokemon is dead, blah blah blah, buy. Buy. Of course, sell some things that you've made your margins on, because otherwise, where are you gonna get your money from? For example, like me, this is my full-time job, so if I don't make any profits on the product I'm selling, I'm only holding, I'm not gonna get any money at some point. You get what I'm trying to say? So don't be scared of what the markets or other people are saying. It's understandable that people might now also say, yeah, David P, just creating this video to save your own ass, to make these YouTube videos, to have people buy more so the market doesn't crash. Yo, let's be realistic. My videos get maybe like 100, 300 views max, whatever. I only want to help these people who really care about this and are willing to watch the video, this guy talking for 8 minutes about it. Because trust me, I'm not the only one saying this either. There are many bigger names, many bigger people who are far more knowledgeable than me, who have been in the Pokemon scene for 10 years plus, and they are saying this too. They're buying right now. And it's also kind of, done in some ways that there are two different type of people. People who want to be in the long term, people in the short term. So I cannot say that, look into your pocket and say, hey, look, you should spend all your money on that, because I don't know whether you can miss that money for a year or a half year, or whether you can take that risk. Because, for example, I buy products, whether they go down 10%, I don't care, because I don't mind that, because I can wait another month to sell when it goes up again, right? Because Pokemon will always go up, in my opinion, in the upcoming 5 to 10, 15 years at least. I can't look further than that, but what are some great sets to buy in 2025? I think anything that you can find for the right price, that's the obvious one, but there are some main sets that I would really watch out for. Especially if there are American viewers, anything you can buy from Prismatic, because right now they're dumping a lot of Prismatic products. Once that's all liquidated, like, people are ripping Prismatic, trust me, like crazy. Because it's an amazing set. It has amazing chase cards. When they get through all of that product, and in 2 years, or 1 year, 1.5 years, or 1 year, when Prismatic is out of print run, when it won't be reprinted anymore, the set will go through the fucking roof. Trust me. It will go crazy. So what are some main sets? I've also made a video recently about the main sets, about Scarlet and Violet. Anything from 151. Paldea Evolved is my opinion, but there are different opinions on that. But I would say 151, Paldea Evolved. Right now we have a Surging Sparks reprint. Anything for 210 euros for Surging Sparks is crazy in my opinion. That's a very good price. Prismatic, Destined Rivals, Black Black Bolt and White Flare. Those are the main sets you need to look at. Anything else, if you find for right price and you believe in it yourself, of course, hey, do it. You know, like these are just my opinions. But yeah, I keep on repeating myself in this video, but I do want to make it clear that think about the long run, guys, with these, because that's where the money is made. That's where because your time is also money, right? You don't have hours every day because you don't earn maybe your full-time job. For most of the people probably watching this video, they have their own other job and they don't have hours every day to look at it. Then just buy right now. Don't look at it again. Put it in, put it in the attic, put it in your closet, wherever you hide your Pokemon products. Put it there. Don't look at it for half a year. Maybe when I create a YouTube video and I say, right now I'm selling, maybe that's a good time for you to sell as well. I don't know. I'll also make a video soon about long-term and short-term holding and investing into Pokemon, because those are two separate things that you need to take into account. And they are very different for everyone. They're also very different for me. Some products I want to sell in the short term, some products I want to sell in the long term. Those are things you also need to make clear for yourself. These are the main things that I've been learning in the past years as being in this hobby. Starting as a hobby, realizing I could earn a little bit of money from it. Started making YouTube videos because it was my hobby that got out of control. With other words, I created a website for it, and now next year I'm trying to fully live off Pokemon. Whether I can make that happen, I don't know. That's my goal. And that's what I'm trying to work towards. Hopefully you guys learned something through this video. If you have anything like feedback or any other tips you want to give the other people, please put them in the comments, because we can all help each other. We can share our knowledge, and together we can make a shitload of money with Pokemon and also enjoy the hobby, because that's what it all comes down to, in my opinion, as well, if you're willing to spend the time for it. Thank you anyway for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.